Well, good morning, Alistair. It's so wonderful to be here. What an incredible conference. And it's also, of course, very relevant to be in Greece. I think for those of you who don't know, I represent the state of California. I'm the lieutenant governor. And California and Greece, when it comes to the whole issue of energy, I think that it really starts with the fact that we're on the front lines already in dealing with the consequences of a warming planet, and primarily that's manifested through all the wildfires that both California and Greece have experienced. And to give some context, 8 of the 10 most catastrophic wildfires in California history have happened in the last 10 years. Just 3 years ago, 4% of the state burned. And I know there's some really great work going on right now between the United States and Greece on best practices. And I see Ambassador Tsounis is here, so I want to recognize his leadership in making sure that we're cooperating on preparedness and emergency response. But California has been leading the way on environmental protection, clean air, clean water, and combating climate change for a very long time. It's been a bipartisan effort. You can go back to the very first aggressive bill, which was actually signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a lot has happened since then. So we were one of the first entities, subnational entities, to have 2045 goal of being carbon neutral and having a 100% carbon-free electric grid. But what's interesting is that we've gone far beyond just these long-term goals. We actually have a roadmap to get there. So by 2035, the state of California has a goal of a 90% carbon-free electric grid. To give some context again, the state of California is a population of 39 million people. We're the largest state. We are also an economy the size of India, and we are already at 61% carbon-free energy fueling our electric grid.
How does that compare to India, do you know?
Well,
Slightly
I think
different
it's
number,
pretty
I suspect.
significant.
Yeah.
I mean, really almost anywhere. And so again, I think you can just say California and people know that we're way, way out in front on so many of these issues. So there's a combination to get to these goals of a very aggressive regulatory environment, which we can certainly talk about, but just to give an example, the Governor Newsom just recently, actually a couple years ago now, signed a mandate that only zero-emission vehicles will be able to be sold in California by 2035. We are already, last year, about 25% of all the zero-emission vehicles sold in California, cars sold were zero emissions. So we're on our way, but the regulatory environment is very significant. And then, of course, the incentives. And so I know the theme of the overall conference is finding opportunities. I don't think that there is any place in the world where there is more opportunity for the private sector than California to take advantage of the IRA, a massive 2 years of major budget surpluses in our state that have gone to investing in tax credit programs, grant programs, rebate programs. There has just never been the ability to leverage private investment along with public investment for innovation in the carbon-free energy future than there is right now. And then maybe just the last thing I'll say in opening is that we know, we are well aware that as aggressive as California is, even if and when we meet our goals, it won't be enough to move the dial on the planet. And so the way that we think about all of our work right now, particularly the investment programs that we have, is that it really has to be about scale.